Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to the 63rd episode of Wheel of Wisdom. Am I audible? Is my audio and video clear? Can someone confirm? Are you guys able to see and hear me fine? Hi, Christine. Hello. Christine says good morning. And yes, it's clear. Thank you so much for the confirmation, Christine, and welcome. I am so happy to have you here. I'm glad that you decided to tune into this, and I hope that you receive something of value from this live. So welcome. I would love to say hi to everyone present here to know which part of the world you are joining us from. Um, Hi Amber, it's so nice to see you at the very start of the live. So Amber says, "Hey, I loves and audio and video well." Okay, thank you for the confirmation. It's so nice to have you here, Amber. So, is anyone here joining us for the very first time? Because, yeah, this is kind of like the 63rd episode, I think, of Wheel of Wisdom, which we started in the January of this year. And it has been a lovely journey so far. So, yeah, I would love to know if anyone is joining for the very first time. In that case, I'm going to, share how we do or what we do in these lives. Otherwise, we can, start with them. Hi, Larina. Hi. So, Larina says, I'm from New Zealand, first time here. Welcome, Larina. I'm glad that this was going on your screen and you decided to tune in to check out this live. I am so grateful that you decided to do that. And I hope that, you leave this live with a heart full of joy and love. Christine says, I'm joining from Boston, US. And joining for the very first time as well. Oh, beautiful. So many first timers here today, and as well as some people who are coming back. Okay, such a beautiful crowd to be in. Jana says, good morning, Anisha and all. My second time. Ooh, thank you, Jana, for coming back. I so appreciate it. I'm glad that something from the previous live resonated with you. Okay. So I'm going to take a sip of water and then I'm going to, explain what we do in these lives in a very brief manner. Okay, so for anyone who is joining for the very first time, my name is Anisha Maheshwari and I have been a teacher on Insight Timer for 2.9 years now. And without going into too much detail and, sharing what we do in these lives is that we usually start these lives with a meditation. So kind of like a 15 minute or 20-minute meditation. It depends. Yeah, and we do that so that we can be more open, more receptive, and we can raise our vibrations so that we can tune into that higher wisdom to receive that higher wisdom. So, yeah, that's why we start with the meditation. And once, we are feeling more centered, grounded, and more, in alignment, then we move on to the wheel of wisdom. So, we have a wheel. On that wheel, we have some, names of randomly chosen books on there out of the many books that I've read in the past 8 years in my own journey of transformation. So, what we do is that in that moment, we allow that wheel to choose a book randomly for us. So, we allow the universe, we tune into divine, God, consciousness, you know, or whatever you want to call it, whatever you believe in. So, yeah, so that is the moment where we become receptive and more open to listen to that message because I believe that the universe is always communicating with us. It's just, we are not very open to listen to those messages. So now in this space, we just hold that intention very clearly so that we are able to listen and take in those messages. So, yeah, so that wheel chooses a book for us from which we are going to do the reading for today. And then I ask you all to tune into your intuition, okay, and choose a number for all of us. And among all of those numbers, I go through them and I choose a number, whatever number that I feel called to, tuning into my intuition. And then we do a reading from that page number. So, like, as I was reading these books, I highlighted the powerful insights or the transformational practices from these books. So, yeah, I just, open that page and read the highlighted text. And yeah, and we go on to discussion or do another reading or maybe choose a different book. So, things just flows from there. So, yeah, that's the format. Hi, Patricia. It's so nice to see you here today. And I really hope that, you leave this live with much more clarity and feeling much more supported. Okay, guys. So now you guys have an overview of this live. So are you guys ready for the meditation to start this live? Type ready in the comments if you are ready for the meditation. Okay, beautiful. Christine is ready, Jana is ready, Amber is ready, Patricia is ready. Beautiful. So, what I do with these meditations is that I am currently doing kind of like a series where we become present, become more aware, and appreciate each part of our body, which we usually ignore because we all are living in our minds. So, yeah, so we are, turning our attention to each body part and yeah, acknowledging it and, expressing our gratitude and all of that and healing it if it is in some kind of ailment or something like that. So yeah, so that's what we are doing, but I like to guide these from authentic place. So sometimes I so this is like what we usually do, what we have been doing, but I also like guide meditation sometimes in relation to whatever is happening for me. So yeah, I feel like people are able to more connect from that place. But today we are going to go with the series and the body part that we are going to, shower with love is our mouth. Okay, so Amber says ears was kindness and kind if delicious. Um, uh, okay. Ears was kindness and kind of delicious. To be honest, Amber, I like didn't got your comment that well. Maybe if you feel open to, you can, express it in some other way. And hi, Kathleen. It's so nice to see you here tuning again. I so appreciate your presence. Okay, so having that mentioned, oh, okay, you are trying to say that the meditation on ears was so nice. I'm glad that you like that, Amber. Yeah, so I think the last meditation that we did was for our ears. So let's see what comes up for our mouth today. So begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can either sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. Lengthening your spine just a little bit, relaxing your shoulders, resting your hands either in your lap or on your knees, or perhaps at the sides of your body. And as you settle into this posture, allow your eyes to either close completely, all the way down, or alternatively, you can simply lower your gaze. So, looking at the floor in front of you. This is to help limit any form of visual distraction. And now turn your attention inward, taking a slow, deep breath in through your nose and releasing it slowly through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose and out slowly through your mouth. One more time. Now bring your awareness to your mouth. Feel your lips resting against each other. Noticing the shape of your mouth in this moment. There is no need to change anything. Now become aware of your tongue, perhaps resting against the surface of your mouth. Noticing your teeth, feeling into the space inside your mouth. Warm, moist, or perhaps dry. Feeling your mouth alive with sensations. Noticing any lingering taste of something that you ate recently. And finally, bringing your awareness to your jaw, noticing any form of tension, tightness, or hardness in this part. Expanding your awareness to become aware of your whole mouth, including your lips, tongue, teeth, and jaw. This is the part of you that receives, that expresses, taste, chew, sings, smile, speak, and kisses. So much of your humanity lives here. So let's offer this part of you the recognition that it deserves. Allow yourself to be open to the words that I am going to say in a moment, and let this part of you receive that directly. Thank you. Thank you, dear mouth, for letting me scream when I needed release, for letting me whisper when gentleness was required, for laughing, for crying, and also for breathing whenever I needed. So let us offer a heartfelt thanks to each part now. Thank you, dear lips, for shaping every word, every song, every prayer that leaves me. Thank you, lips, for kissing and for breaking into smile. Thank you, tongue, for dancing through the shapes of speech, for helping me savor sweetness and spice. for guiding nourishment to where it's needed, for being the quiet acrobat of every bite and every sentence. Thank you, teeth, for breaking down what nourishes me, for working so hard, for being strong. Thank you, my dear jaw, for holding the weight of emotion I have never spoken about, for tightening when life felt hard to chew, and still for allowing me to smile, to yawn, and to release. You all are not just a part of my face. Dear mouth, you are the gateway of nourishment and expression. I may not always appreciate you, but you are always there for me, ensuring my survival. You serve me every single day, even when you are tired or sore. I see you now. I honor you. I thank you. You deserve my love and appreciation. So let us now give our mouth and jaw some care and love. So place your hands on either side of your temples, of your hands, of your head, sorry. So placing your hands on either side of your head, on your temples, taking a deep breath in As you exhale, slowly sliding your hands downwards. Continue to breathe deeply and connecting with the warmth of your hands. Letting the warmth of your hands soothe any tension in your jaw. As your hands reach the bottom where your fingers are touching the jawline, allow yourself to feel your presence here, your presence with your mouth and your jaw. Letting the lower part of your mouth relax and even allowing your mouth to be open just a little bit. And now, once again, placing your hands on your cheek, your whole palm covering your cheeks and your jaw. Feeling the warmth, connecting with your healing touch, relaxing or dropping your jaw. And again, begin to slide your palms downwards until the top of your fingertips touch your jawline. And now, if you feel comfortable, you can place your thumbs underneath your jawline, just beneath your jawbone, and gently massage here in circular motion, putting very light pressure, allowing the base of your tongue to feel your presence and care. Wonderful. And now rest your hands wherever it were. Noticing the effect of this on your mouth, and if there is any residual tension, Allow your mouth to relax. Feeling your jaw softening, your tongue becoming heavy and relaxed, and your whole face unburdening. Letting everything hang. And now, as we reach the end of this meditation, allow yourself to place a hand on your heart and expressing gratitude for these moments. Thank you for being there for yourself, for taking out time to care for your body. You did great. And now, whenever you are ready, begin to come out of this meditation by wiggling your toes and your fingers, connecting back with your whole body, and gently opening your eyes, coming back to your surroundings. Welcome back. If you feel like you can move your body or maybe drink some water, whatever your body needs right now. If you feel called to, you can share your experience of the meditation. And if you don't feel like typing, you can always just press the heart somewhere here to let me know that how was the practice for you. Thank you so much for the hearts. I'm glad that the practice resonated with you. And I see some new people have joined us while we were meditating. So I want to say welcome to you all. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode number 63. And I am glad to have you. I'm glad that you decided to tune in and stay with us. And if you have missed on like the meditation, then I want to let you know that this is all is getting recorded, so you can always access the replays by going to the link tree in my profile. And yeah, and let me and also the meditation is just one part of this live, and a lot more is left. So yeah, stay tuned until I read the comments. Dr. Vijay says, "Hi everybody. Hi Dr. Vijay. Nice to have you here." Um, Let's see. Shana says, hello, I came in late from Kentucky. Lovely, thank you. I'm glad, Shana, that you joined late, but still got like the essence, or still enjoyed being in the space with all of us. And welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Okay, guys. And thank you to all of you who have pressed the heart to let me know that a part of the meditation resonated with you. Shana says, a meditation I didn't know I needed. It was lovely. I'm so happy to hear that, Shana. I always think of it as the biggest compliment that, you got what you needed, even though you didn't knew it. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm glad, I'm happy for you. Okay, guys. So now we're going to move on to the next part of, this live, which is the fun part, which is about tapping into some wisdom now that we are more centered and more grounded. So let me show you guys the wheel of wisdom before we begin. So this is our wheel of wisdom, and it holds the name of the very wonderful and transformative books all around the world. So today, what we're going to do is that now we're going to allow the universe to allow the God, or divine higher self, consciousness, spirit, source, whatever you believe in, to choose a book for us today to do a reading from, to receive the wisdom from. So let's spin this wheel. And before I do so, I invite all of you to think about, to bring to the forefront of your mind, what is it that you would like to receive some guidance on today. So is there anything specific that is, any specific issue that you're facing in your life in which you would like to receive some wisdom on? Or perhaps it is an area of your life in which you would love some direction or clarity. Or maybe it is you don't have anything specific and you just want some general guidance for today. So, yeah, so take your time to bring that to the forefront of your mind, or set a general intention for today and hold that in your mind as we spin this wheel to choose a reading for all of us today. Okay, so the book that came for us is The Genie Within. So, the book has been written by Harry W. Carpenter. So, let's see, how we can tap into that genie that lives within, how we can achieve all the dreams and make our wishes come true by tuning and learning more about that genie, which, to reveal you all, is the subconscious mind that the author has referred to. So let me open the book. Give me a second. So, in a moment, I'm going to ask you guys to choose a number. So, before that, give me a second to just, see between which I would like you guys to choose a number. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So, in a moment, I'm going to ask you guys to choose a number between certain numbers. Okay. And I don't want you guys to rush, okay? I invite you guys to actually take your time to see which number is coming up for you, by tuning into your intuition, by developing that connection with your intuition, with your inner knowing, with your inner wisdom. And, share the number that is coming up for you in the comments. And why I say that you don't need to rush is because I am not going to choose the top one or top two numbers. Instead, I'm going to go through all the numbers that you guys mention, and I'm going to choose a number that I am feeling called to by turning into my intuition. Okay. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And whoever number I choose is, so whether it is Shana, whether it is Jana, whether it is Dr. Vijay, whoever it is, it doesn't mean that that reading that comes up from that page number is just for them, but instead it is for all of us because you all are here because you are meant to hear that message. So, yeah, so keeping that in mind, I invite you guys to choose a number between 45 to 225. Okay, beautiful. So, Jana has chosen a number 47. And Jana, you can correct me if I'm pronouncing your name right, if it is like Jenna or something like that. So feel free to, share the phonetics of your name. Okay, we have numbers from Hema, Mary, Amber, Christine. Beautiful. Okay. Hmm. So I'm going to go through the numbers and see which number I am feeling called to. Okay, I'm saying it right. Okay, thank you so much for the confirmation, Jenna. I'm glad. Kathleen says, I was also thinking 40 to 47. Okay, thank you for mentioning both the numbers. Okay, sorry. Okay, Janash. Okay, that was the number that Jana chose for all of us. And Kathleen is also resonating with that. Love the alignment. Love it. This has been happening for the past two, three, or three lives that whenever the other person mentions a number, other person goes like, yeah, I was also thinking that, which is amazing. I'm glad that, you guys are connected at that level, at that energetic level now. Yeah, I love that. Okay. So I'm going to go through them and see which number that I am feeling called to among all of them. Okay, so the number that is coming up for me is 222, and the number has been chosen by Amber for all of us. Again, remember, it is not just for that person, even though it has been resonating with that person more, but it is for all of us because you guys are here. Okay, so we're meant to hear that. So thank you, Amber, for choosing that number. And let's see what is on page number 222. Hmm. So it seems like a very long practice. Let me see. Hmm. Okay. I'm just going through it. It is a very long practice. I'm trying to decide whether we would be able to do that or not. Okay, since it came up, I'm thinking, like, should I? Okay, let me ask you guys. Like, should I walk you guys through this practice? It is kind of like, I don't know, uh, 10 pages long practice. So I am kind of doubtful that would you be like, would you like to go through a 10 pages long practice or would you like me to choose like another number? So yeah, share your views. Should we go for a 10 pages long practice in this live? Because then that's all we are going to do. Okay, Christine says another. Okay. Yeah, I was also thinking that. Thank you for the vote, Christine. Amber says choose another. Thank you, Amber, for the permission. Yeah, okay, let me go through the second number that I was feeling called to. Okay, so it was 67, and the number has been chosen by Hema for all of us. So thank you, Hema, for choosing that number. I should have like checked before mentioning the numbers, so I apologize. Yeah, 67. Okay. So the name of this, it is kind of a chapter. The name of this is Your Super Biocomputer. So the author says, while the present generation takes the personal computer for granted, its capabilities astound those of us who did not grow up with one. We are amazed at its lightning fast operation, its huge memory, and its ability to use many complex programs at the same time. And as impressive as a personal computer is, your subconscious mind is a far better one than any you can ever buy. Stephen Hawkins in the universe in a nutshell says present computers remain outstripped in computational power by the brain of a humble earthworm. Your brain is millions of times better than the brain of an earthworm. It has more memory than you can ever use and operate flawlessly, except sometimes when your conscious mind interferes with it. It is easily programmed intentionally and unintentionally. So the beliefs that are running your whole life exist in the back of your mind, exist in the subconscious mind. And those beliefs that you learned either intentionally, either you were the one who decided to believe in this manner so that you can function well, which rarely happens until you are like you have a habit or you have developed or gained the knowledge to reflect, to dig deeper into your conscious and find the beliefs, the limiting beliefs maybe that are running your life. So yeah, so most of the times it happens unintentionally that we learn some of these beliefs that got stored in that subconscious, and now they are running our life, and that is why sometimes we feel like why I keep getting stuck in the same kind of situations, why I keep on facing the same kind of problems, you know um, because you haven't changed that mindset. So now that is producing the same results over and over again. And that is also something known as like self-fulfilling prophecy that can help us explain or better understand this thing, that how our beliefs impact the kind of thoughts that we are going to get, which is true. you might, if you ever like thought that why do certain people have a different kind of thought process or a different perspective in the same situation, then the beliefs are the reason, because that person hold a different set of beliefs compared to you. And the automatic thought that just pop up in your head are being influenced by those beliefs, and that is why you have a different perspective of situation compared to other person. So, yeah, so your beliefs run the whole show. They determine what kind of thoughts that are going to pop up in your head. Then the thoughts determine the way you're going to feel and the way you are going to behave, and your behavior determines the result that you're going to have. So, if you believe about yourself that I'm not capable, that I'm not good enough, or I am an anxious person, I'm a lazy person, and all of those labels that you have attached to yourself, if you believe in this manner, or your beliefs can also be about yourself, about other people, about the whole world. For example, the world is an unsafe place. So your beliefs can be about different things. But for example, if you take, your belief about yourself, which is I'm not good enough, I'm not capable enough, I'm not reliable enough, I am lazy, I am, all of those things. So those beliefs are going to produce those thoughts in a particular situation. So the thoughts are specific to that situation. Your beliefs are general, a general, um, I don't know how to call it, but yeah, they are kind of general. Your thoughts are specific to that situation, but they are based, the kind of thought is based in the belief. So if you have that belief that I'm not capable enough, and you got your boss gives you a project for the very first time, maybe you are an intern or something, and or even you are an employee, and they ask you to make some big presentation for a client or something, then the thought that you might have, might be that, what if I fail at this? And why you had that kind of thought has been influenced by that belief, the deeper belief in your subconscious, like, that I'm not good enough or I'm not capable enough. So that is that belief determined the thought that you're going to have in this situation, that caused you to feel a certain way, that caused you to feel anxious, that caused you to feel fear and all of those emotions. And because you were feeling fear and you didn't want to feel fear, you kept on avoiding it. Like, okay, I will do it after, I complete this, or I do this chore, or I do that. That is what we do. We don't procrastinate because we are lazy. We procrastinate because there is some secondary benefit that we are getting out of that habit of ours. So that is one behavior that a person can do, that they can, keep on procrastinating about it, or maybe overloading on information to prepare a lot, and now they are overwhelmed, like they searched a lot and now they don't know how to arrange that information. So that thought can make you feel anxious or scared and all of that, and that can lead to all these responses. And if you're procrastinating, or if you just overloaded on a lot of information and now you're feeling overwhelmed also, so now the result, the presentation is, it is more likely that it would be ruined. So that result is now going to even more prove that, see how incapable I am. This is another evidence in this my record of my life experiences, that yeah, see, I'm not capable enough. So that, the initial prophecy, the thought that what if I'm going to fail. So that is, your belief runs this whole cycle and runs your whole life. And this is just a simple example. We can't even, understand how the whole complex mechanism works, and how, that, just like, the author says here, that, the computers at the time, at least, when this book was written, and even right now with, AI and ChatGPT, they are still not as good, or as, smart, or as, whatever you want to call it, as our brains, and as our bodies also. We forget sometimes about the intelligence that lives in our body, that we can't ever replicate. We are not able to replicate in the past many decades of so much of, advancement and technology. So yeah, so our brains are so powerful, and you know that's what came up for me, how those limiting beliefs that lives in that subconscious, in that part of our, awareness, influences our whole life. Jana says, I guess we basically start channeling such beliefs and it eventually becomes a habit. Yeah, Um, so, when you were a child and you face certain situations, again, it all of it happened unconditionally. You learned all of these different things without knowing because you were a child. You had a brain of a child, you didn't knew better. So you learned all of these. And now they have defined your identity and that is how you behave. So you behave in accordance with how you believe yourself to be. So if you believe yourself to be a lazy person, your habit is going to be more of like sitting on the couch and just eating processed food and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with Jana and thank you for adding the habit part as well to this. Yeah, this reminds me, I do have a course on limiting beliefs on Insight Timer. So if any of you is interested to know like how to if any of you is interested in learning how to identify your limiting beliefs, because again awareness is always the first step, and sometimes when we just shine the light of awareness in the darkness, in those dark corners of our mind, we automatically see that how futile that belief is, and it becomes easy to let go rather than just keeping a blind eye and just keeping on going with our lives without just having any awareness of that. So if any of you is interested in that, in knowing the name of the course that I have on Insight Timer regarding how to identify your limiting beliefs and all the different ways that I know of, that I learned of in my own journey and in my own training, then you guys can mention that you are interested and I will share that here. And if not, then that's okay as well. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, should we we do have time for one more reading. So would you like me to do another reading from the same book, or would you like me to choose a different book? So you can mention that in the comments, same book or a different book. Should we spin again to choose a different book, or should we do another reading from the same book? Christine says a different book. Okay. So let's go with that because spinning is always fun. I do enjoy it. Okay, let's see. Jana says different book. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see which book wants to come out for all of us today. Okay, it is one of my favorite books, as well as it is even more than my favorite. It is the favorite book for the people that have tuned in, that have tuned in my lives so far. So it is like the book that usually excite people, and yeah, they love that book. So yeah, I'm excited as well that what is going to come from this book. The name of this book is Nothing Something. Okay, an interesting title. And this book has been written by Thich Nhat Hanh. And this book actually includes the various questions about life, death, relationships, and all of the stuff in between that have been asked. Those questions have been asked by kids. And, you might think that they might be like very, very basic questions, but they are going to blow your mind. I'm sure about that. So let's see, what wants to come through from this beautiful book. And thank you so much, Amber, for mentioning the name of this book. Okay, so let me show you the title page of this book. So, the subtitle here says that kids' questions and Zen answers about death, life, family, friendship, and everything in between. So, um, okay, I'm going to ask you to choose a number again because the numbers for this one is different. Okay. So I invite you guys to choose a number between 8 to 78. Again, no need to rush. Take your time to see what number comes through. I'm not going to choose the top one or top three. So take your time and see which number is coming up for you. Okay, Amber says 12. Thank you, Amber. Jana says 10. Okay. Christine says 19. Beautiful. Fleur says 77. Hi, Fleur. Welcome to this live. I'm glad that you decided to tune in here. Okay, guys. So let's choose. Hmm. So the number that I'm feeling called to is 19. And the number has been chosen by Christine for all of us. Thank you, Christine. So let's see what is on page number 19 that wants to come through for us. So, a kid asked Thich Nhat Hanh that how can I love someone who likes different things than me? So the author replies, to love is to discover. If you keep on loving another person, you will keep discovering wonderful things about that person. You can enjoy the differences because it would be boring if everyone were the same. Even if the other person has a quality that doesn't seem lovable, you can practice loving that person anyway, just as they are, and not how you wish they are. And that is not just for kids, all of us have certain people in our life who are different from us. And we want them to change a certain way. We put all of these conditions, for our love, for them to deserve our love in some manner, uh, that they need to do this different or be different in order to in order for us to be able to love them. So the author here reminds us that, what if everyone was the same? Then the world would be like so boring. If every character of a movie would be same, then you would not watch that movie, right? So, so how could your soul, like to experience this human life where every personality is kind of the same? It would be like too much. It would be too boring. So yeah, and yes, I understand it is very hard for us to accept that person. And that's why, if that behavior of that other person is harming you in some manner, you're always welcome to draw a boundary in terms of that. But there are also times when when that person, when the behavior is not like impacting us a lot, it's just bothering us or irritating us just a little bit. Some um, something about them that is not like a lot or that is not harmful as such, but yeah, it just irritates us. So maybe, acceptance would be the right thing. That would be an opportunity to practice, to cultivate that skill. Jana says, if we were all the same kind of crazy, that would be a lot. Better to be different kind of crazy, different types of crazy, I guess. I love that. Yeah, being different types of crazy because we are not perfect. If we were to be honest, even though in the moments when we are like, I don't like about this person, or why does he do this wrong and all of that stuff, we never reflect back on ourselves at how imperfect we are. And that imperfection actually adds some uniqueness, um, some flavor to our experiences. So yeah, I love that different kind of crazy. Amber is laughing. Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, let's do another one of short reading. And since you mentioned that, I also want to show you the picture on this page, because it is like a picture, and yeah, it is kind of like a magazine, a very beautiful magazine. So yeah, just a second. So the picture on this page is this. So yeah, imagining this, whenever you are getting irritated by that other person and reminding you that we all have that craziness at some level, and yeah, we all have our quirks, and it's nice to have different kind of crazy. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Jana loves the picture. Beautiful. Huh. Okay. Anyone new who has joined us, feel free to drop in a number that is coming up for you between 8 to 78. So let me go through another number from this. Um, let's see. Hi, Debu. Thank you so much for the number. I appreciate that. So I will add it to the list as I see all the numbers. Okay, so the number that now I am feeling called to is by Fluo, and the number is 77. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Fluo, for choosing that number for all of us. Hmm. Okay, so the someone asked from the author. Hi, Caitlin. It's so nice to see you here. Thank you for tuning in and sharing that number. So happy to have you here again. Okay, so the reading that came up from this page is someone asked the author that when a relationship ends, my feelings of sadness, anger, and jealousy last for weeks and even months. How can I turn the page on these painful feelings? Yeah, breaking off a relationship, whether it is, a romantic one, or with a best friend, or maybe with a family member for some reason, is hard. So the author replies, the break in a relationship is a collective creation. When two people don't know how to treasure their relationship, how to handle their feelings of anger and frustration, how to practice loving speech and deep listening, They may make a mess of their relationship. Feelings of fear, sorrow, regret, anger, and despair are the outcome. There is a tendency to push these feelings away because thinking about the relationship allows those feelings to overwhelm us. That is not mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of mindful breathing in order to have enough energy to recognize the feelings, embrace them, be one with them, and not be overwhelmed by them. You are much more than your sorrow, anger, and despair. There is a Buddha in you. You have the capacity to learn, to understand, to be compassionate. The practice is to call on these wholesome energies and to sit with our sorrows and our sadness. The pain you are experiencing now may be your opportunity to learn how to build a future. Your sorrow and anger will give you a lot of wisdom. So, this is one of the very major insights that people get that I got when I tried to bring mindfulness and when I tried to become aware or be present with my emotions, surpassing that fear that all of us has that if I let myself feel that emotion, then I will drown in it, then I will get overwhelmed by it, then I would never get out of it. And I understand all these fears because, we never learned how to feel our emotions or how to be with them, how to be mindful of them. When someone says to you, feel your feelings, you might be like, the only meaning that might come up for you in your head is that the way to feel my feelings is keep on thinking how bad the situation is, why is this happening to me, why did this person did this to me, how could they, and all of those things. So we are not very in touch with our emotions. If you notice, we actually, when we try to feel our feelings, we are like, okay, think about how bad the situation is and let myself be sad. And that is not what is meant by mindfulness, or that is not what it is meant by sitting with your feelings or being there for your emotions or feeling your feelings. That is not what is the meaning of it. It's um, it is kind of a whole process. So I might not be able to explain that. But if you guys want, I can, mention where you can find the exact how to feel your feelings or how to sit with your emotions. So if you're interested, you can mention that in the comments that, you would like to learn from where you can learn that, from where you can learn the how. But one of the insights when you will do that practice is you will realize that you are so much more, that your awareness is even more powerful and more spacious to ever get overwhelmed or encompassed by any emotion, no matter how difficult the emotion is, no matter how big the emotion is. Your awareness is much, much, much more bigger, and you have this amazing capacity to hold it. And that just realization just took me by surprise when I first realized and felt and experienced that rather than just, learning that. Okay, Kathleen says yes, please. Okay. Kathleen, so I know you are in one of already like doing one of my courses on Insight Timer, but I have two courses towards the end. In the end lesson of each of those courses, I have like a whole process where I guide you through, through how to sit with your feelings or how to, feel your feelings. So, let me mention the name of the courses for you. So one is this one. This one is a therapist's guide to accepting life's difficult situations. And I think you're already enrolled in this one, Kathleen. But what I'm mentioning is in the last lesson of this. And for anyone else also who is interested in learning how to feel your emotions or how to be with them and actually, yeah, actually go through that process rather than just learning it cognitively or in your brain, then you can check this course out. And if you don't have a premium, because yeah, this is like the courses are a part of subscription on Insight Timer. But yeah, I think the Insight Timer, subscription is quite affordable. So if it is for you, then you can, subscribe and get access to not only this course, but a lot of courses. Okay, Kathleen is on day three. Wonderful. And I have loved, Kathleen, reading about your insights that you have gotten by going through these lessons. So yeah, I would be looking forward to more of them. Debu says awareness of what? Sorry, I missed it. Awareness of your emotions, Debu. Like, how to be with those difficult emotions rather than trying to suppress them, bottle them, and just, yeah, throw it in the back of your mind. So, if you are interested in learning how to be with your emotions, how to be with them in a manner that you don't get overwhelmed by them, then you can check the last lesson of this course as well as the other course is this one before I move on to the next comment. Yeah, so this is another course in which you can learn how to be with all of your emotions and include all the different aspect of mindfulness, which is acceptance, which is not attaching yourself or clinging to them or trying to resist them, and compassion and all of those wonderful qualities of mindfulness. So yeah, in this last lesson again I have a guided practice for you. Jana says, I remember a teacher said once that our minds and emotions are like young puppies out on the leash, and that sometimes they do need some taming and training. I think about it often. Um, so going on this metaphor, how I think of it is okay. Before that, Kathleen is saying, what is the name of the second course again? The name of the second course, Kathleen, is The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Mindfulness Meditation. So, if you really want to understand what mindfulness is, because I have mentioned like my own journey, my own story in it, as well as how mindfulness can be applied into your daily life and not just sitting in a room, in a quiet room, in a lotus posture and meditating, which is mindfulness, which is a formal part of mindfulness. But there is a whole different part which can help you access inner peace, which can help you access the beauty and feel more alive and in awe of life as you go through your daily life, through your whole routine. So yeah, you can check that out. Coming to Jana, how you mentioned, um so instead of trying to think of our emotions like puppies and having them on the leash, you know, because controlling, if it is interesting, we all want control over our emotions because we believe again that we will get overwhelmed by them if we don't have the control, or we will, do things out of them if under their influence, if we are not in control. But trying to control our emotions, how we do that is try to suppress them, ignore them, deny them, and all of these things, then they don't go away. Emotions are simply energy in motion. You have this energy, so you cannot just suppress them and just vanishes, poof. That don't happen. It gets stored in a part of our body, and then you might realize sometime either you end up feeling totally numb to any emotions, and emotions are how we feel life, right? So either you get totally numb, and that is also a way of your body to protect you, or you are like you get triggered by very, very small situations, because you are just, what you're doing is just piling one emotion over another and another and another, like this. So this jar is going to get filled someday, and then you're going to get triggered by this situation that was not, that even don't make sense. So yeah, so controlling our emotions is not going to work for a longer time for you, and it is not healthy for your body as well. And how, going to the metaphor, how I see it is that instead of having the puppy on the leash, it is like, having a puppy that is barking again and again and again, and it is irritating us. But all it wants is our attention and our love, and it just wants us to just hold it and, caress it. So yeah, that is the metaphor that I like going with. That it is a part of us that is calling us for our attention, for our love, for our presence, and that's all it wants. And all we need to do is just turn our attention towards it and give it that. And then the need of that puppy or the need of that part is going to be get and is going to get fulfilled, and we're not storing anything, in our body or in our mind. So yeah. Jana says, I agree. I prefer the puppies to run around as much as possible nowadays. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, yeah, you allow your part to have fun, to express themselves in a way that they want to. That's what they need. We all can never imagine how it would be like if we put ourselves on a leash. It won't feel good. It won't feel good to be put behind a jail on a leash and all of that thing. So that's what a part of us needs. They are just little us. Little Anisha, little Jenna, little, Amber, little all of the people you are. So yeah. Amber says, awe and wonder. This world, earth warms us. So much wondrous. Huh. Amber, you just, captured the essence that I see in you guys. That's why I call you all wonderful beings. And that is why I created a group, a little community on Inside Timer known as Wonderful Beings. Because I see that you are full of wonder even if you don't know it yet. So yeah. Um Iga says, give the puppy attention and then give it back. How give back? I don't understand. Like, what do you mean by give it back? Did you heard me saying that? Um, yes, so I understood. Okay, you understood. Yeah, so what I mean is that give the puppy that attention, give that part of you that attention and see what need is not getting met, and try to meet that need of this part of you. And then you can, yeah, once that need is fulfilled, the emotions would just, get processed on its own. And if not, you can also just move your body a little bit to express that energy that is building up in your body. So there are all these different ways. Okay, I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay, so it's going to be 1.5 hours soon since we started this live. So I think it's a nice time to end this particular live. Before that, I'm going to complete that paragraph that I was reading. Um, so there was like a few lines left, which says, "Have the courage to look deeply, and to accept these feelings, and say, 'Hello, my pain. Hello, my sadness. I know you are there. I want to take care of you. I want to understand you, and I want to learn together with you. Don't be afraid. You have built your own sadness, and you can begin to build your own joy. So yeah, I love, the dialogue that the author mentioned, the kind of dialogue that we can have with those parts of ourselves, the parts that carry the pain, that carry the difficult emotion. Okay, guys. So we are towards the end of this live, but I do want to make some announcements, especially for anyone who is joining us for the very first time. So firstly, all of this is getting recorded, like the whole live has been recorded. And if you would like to access the video recording of this live, then you can, because in case like you missed the meditation at the start, or you missed the previous readings, or maybe you would just like to catch on to the previous lives, because this is our 63rd one. So what you guys can do is that you guys can go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari, go to the about section. Okay, scroll all the way down, and you will see a link tree here. Okay, so like when you will click on this link tree, when you will like open it, then you will see here. Yeah. So you will see Wheel of Wisdom replays. So when you click on this, I have like a whole playlist which contains all the lives that I have done so far. And yeah, you guys, why I have created that, because I want you guys to tune into your intuition. So whenever you're going through something and you would like some guidance, and I'm not going live at that time, then you guys can, simply open this playlist and close your eyes, choose a number between 1 to 63 or 64, whichever live this is. I don't remember the number right now. But yeah, choose a number between that and see whatever number comes up. Just open that video and receive the guidance that wanted to come through, receive that message. And yeah, that's how you can, trust your inner wisdom and also receive some wisdom. So, although it like takes 1 hour after each live for the video to get uploaded on my channel. So in that case, if you would like some immediate access, then what you can do is that you can again go to my profile, scroll all the way down. And by the way, guys, okay, so in each live, we do a meditation at the start. So we have done at least one meditation in each live. And now we have approximately 71 or something meditations recorded so far. And I am releasing them one by one. So this is the latest one that got released, I think yesterday. And the name of this one is When You Forget the Beauty of Existing. So if you're interested in this, you can check this one out. I have actually like created a whole playlist of all these, tracks that are getting released. So when you scroll all the way down, yeah, you will see a playlist known as Wheel of Wisdom Meditations. And yeah, it includes like all the meditations that we have done in Wheel of Wisdom. And yeah, you can, check out all of these ones. And I keep on adding the new ones, which are coming one every week into this playlist. So you have everything in one place. Okay. So yeah, I was telling you about the recording. So it does take like 1 hour. So if you want immediate access to like a summary of the slide, then what I do is that in my group, Wonderful Beings, you can join this little community on Insight Timer. So in this group, I upload like a summary of this whole live. Let me just, type the name of the group. So I write a summary, including like the type of meditation that we did, the name of the book, and the readings that we did in that group, so that you don't miss out on anything. And yeah, I also put in some updates from time to time, like if my live is getting cancelled because of some reason, which happens rarely, but it does. So I update it there, or if a new track gets released, then I update that there as well. So yeah, and if you don't want to join the group, that's okay as well. Although I would love to have you there because you guys can connect with each other and share things, which I would love to read. But yeah, if you don't want to, then you can also get notified, by following me. So if you follow me, you get notified about each track of this Wheel of Wisdom series that that is getting released. So one is coming every week. In this week, two are coming. So yeah. Yeah. And another announcement that I wanted to make is, and it is especially for all the women present here, that I recently starting in February around like on the occasion of I think Valentine's Day a week, I I started giving complimentary sessions to all the women who attend my live. So, if you are a woman who would be interested in having a powerful conversation with me, who would like to have a free 1 hour coaching session with me, then I would love to support you to be your guide on that journey. So, yeah, in that case, if you're interested, you can message me on Insight Timer. Again, you can go to my profile, click on my profile. Okay. And if you're already following me, you would see the follow button becomes a donate button, and above it, three dots appear. So click on the three dots, go to message teacher, and you can mention that Anisha, I am interested in that complimentary session or something like that. And I would be honored to support you on your journey. And I can promise you one thing, that you're going to leave with at least one powerful insight from that session. Because that has happened with every single woman that I've worked with so far, every single one. So yeah, that I can promise you. Debu says, that is wonderful. Would love that. Just started following you. Thank you, Debu. And yeah, you're welcome to message me. And I would love to schedule a session as soon. Yeah, as soon as slot is available. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it. That's all the announcements that I had to make. Okay. So that's it for this live. If you enjoyed this live, if you found anything valuable from this live, or if you enjoyed the space, and if you would like to, help me continue doing these lives day after day, then you can support me by, pressing the donate button somewhere here and making a donation of whatever amount that you feel called to support my journey and to help me continue doing these lives and my other free offerings. And although like I only provide one-on-one sessions to women, yeah, so that's who I work with one-on-one. But I have like other offerings. So if you're not a woman, then you can check out my other offerings like my, courses. So I have 7 courses on Insight Timer, related to mindfulness, related to overcoming your negative thoughts, identifying your limiting beliefs, or changing, identifying and changing the thinking errors that people make that make their life miserable. So yeah, you can check those courses out, and I do have other things as well. I have so as I showed you, I have like some playlists that you can check out. So the one being like self-soothing techniques. So it includes the emotion regulation techniques like that usually, therapists recommend their clients to help them regulate a little bit, which can pair well with, the two, lessons that I mentioned from the 2 courses about learning to how to feel your feelings or how to sit with them without letting them overwhelm you. So yeah, you can like, apply a regulation technique from this playlist, self-soothing techniques, and it can help you feel more centered, and then you can start processing them because sometimes you are just too triggered to be able to apply anything. I also have like some other playlists that you guys can check out. So the other one is like a mindfulness meditation challenge. It is a 15-day meditation challenge. And it includes all the free tracks. So yeah, if you are interested in that, you can check that out as well. And I have some free offerings also. Like you can, I have some free offerings in the about section of like the link tree, in the about section. So when you click on this, you will also see some other free offerings. And hmm, I have also included like a donate button in the link tree as well in case you are using Apple, because Apple do take, 30% or 33% of the donations. So if you would not like Apple to take that away, and if you would like to, directly donate that, then you can do so as well, by directly going onto this particular link. So yeah, that's about it. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the hearts that kept flowing in. I so appreciate it. I'm grateful for your love and for your presence and for all the wonderful interaction. So thank you guys for being here. I bow down to the divine within you. Namaste. Bye bye. Jana says thank you. Thank you, Jana. And I usually do lives on alternate days, but I don't have scheduled one for day after tomorrow. So again, if you are interested to check out my future lives, you can follow me to get notified about them. Okay, bye. Take care.